Hello and welcome to the San Jose State Weekly Football Press Conference. Today is Monday, September 10th. The Spartans once again on the road this week and again at another Pac-12 school against Oregon. This Saturday at 2 o'clock, the kickoff time, pregame coverage on 1590 AM KLIV and the Spartan Radio Network at 1:30 Pacific time. And again, the game will be televised by the Pac-12 Network this weekend. Let's welcome in San Jose State head coach Brent Brennan.
Hello, thanks for coming. Obviously we're coming off a tough loss at Washington State. Coach Leach and that staff do a great job. They have for a long time there. They've built a really nice program. It's impressive. I was definitely encouraged by, our fight on defense. The second half was outstanding. Their defensive personnel, gave us some trouble up front protecting the quarterback, and it was hard for us to get any kind of rhythm going offensively. They've got good players across the board. I thought their secondary was outstanding. Kind of the things that I took away that were positive. I was really excited about winning the turnover battle. I thought that was really good. How we fought in the second half as a football team. I think the kids are showing that they want to play, and I believe in this football team. I love these kids, and they're giving us everything they got, and we got to make sure we're doing the best we can to put them in the right position, to give them a chance to make plays. Even in a game like that where we're having a tough time on the offensive side of the ball, handling the front and the movement. And then I thought that there were some key, the interceptions were big. Nehemiah Shelton went in there and made some plays, which was really encouraging. I saw some really good play from the linebacker crew, Ethan Aguayo, and some of the guys up front, Boogie and Bryson. So there's a lot to be excited about, I think, on the defense side of the ball, and then there's also a lot of work to do. We're getting ready to play University of Oregon. I've been there, coached against those teams. I know what it looks like. I know what it feels like to be in that stadium. It's an incredible challenge for our team.
Your defense, though, the last two games, is it taking us a while to settle in for the guys in the field, or is it you're figuring out the scheme after a while? Because, like you said, second half.
Well, I think defensively the first half this week didn't feel like Davis. I thought that the challenges were that we were so ineffective offensively that it put our defense at a disadvantage in the beginning of that game. And then also we had some critical or penalties that hurt us that were drive extenders or drive stoppers that kind of offensively put us behind the chains. I thought our defense had a good plan. I thought they executed it well, and some of the issues we had were just the situation that we put them in offensively.
Coach, what can you say about the Spartans' vanishing offense?
About its vanishing offense?
Yeah.
Oh, I hope I can make it unvanish. That was playing against that group from Washington State. They did a great job mixing up their pressures, did a great job mixing up the movement with the offensive or with the defensive line. Their move call gave us problems all day, led to some of those procedure penalties. They got called for it on the first offensive play of the game. So the second week, I'm just getting murdered by flies in here. I don't know what happened. Had to shut the door. Same guy's back for round two. But no, I think, obviously, we're working hard at finding some continuity in the offensive line. We shuffled the deck a little bit last week. We think, hopefully gives us a better chance, as we continue to go forward here.
Coach, talking a little bit more about the offense, what would you specifically like to see for them come this Saturday against Oregon?
Well, I would just like to see us play, better across the board. I don't think you can look at any one position and be like, wow, this group really played great, this group didn't. We were, stifled by the by Washington State's personnel and their scheme. And so, you know, trying to keep it simple, trying to give the guys stuff that we think they can execute at a high level, you know, combine that with our tempo and some formation, and hopefully, you know, give our quarterback a chance to see the field and deliver the football.
Coach, we go to the phones now. Ryan Thorburn from the Eugene Register Guard is on the line. Ryan, one question for Coach.
I do. Thanks for the time, Brent. I was just curious. Obviously, you were at Oregon State when Mariota was at Oregon, and Justin Herbert's starting to get some of that same buzz that Marcus did when he was a third-year player. Just what's kind of your scouting report on Justin Herbert?
You know, I think he's the best quarterback in the country, and I think I would have said that when I was at Oregon State 2 years ago and the kid was a freshman. He's really got a great combination of arm strength and of arm talent and touch, and then he's, you know, a big body that sees the field well and can move. You know, we played him, I think it was 2016. I was just really impressed. I had watched him throughout the year on opponent film, and he's a fantastic player, and he deserves all the appreciation and love that he's getting.
And just a quick follow-up, if I might, while I've got you. Mario Cristobal was just saying that your tight end Josh Oliver is the guy that they're concerned about. What does he add to your offense, and is he kind of one of the weapons you can count on?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, our first two games, Josh has played great. He's got a great combination of, you know, physicality in the run game, blocking, and then also, you know, route running, pass catching. He's the total package. He's a great kid. He's a great leader for our team. He's one of those guys that you love having on your football team, and we're just really fortunate to have him here, and he's doing a great job so far.
And one more, if I could squeeze it in finally here. You mentioned your experience at Austin as kind of a Pac-10 player, Pac-12 coach, and what your kids went through last week. Do you feel like they're kind of prepared for that environment, or is it something they have to experience?
I would say Austin's the hardest place to play in America.
Okay, I'm from Spartan Daily. I'm covering a story on Kaepernick and his partnership with Nike. So I just want to know what's your stance on Kaepernick and the Nike advertisement or partnership.
You know, I've seen the ad, I've seen the commercial, and you know, it's really obviously generated a lot of interest around the country. I think it's you know, it's kind of continued a healthy discussion for all kinds of people about kind of where we're at as a country and the things that he's trying to bring attention to. So, you know, it's a really interesting thing. It's something that everyone's talking about, and our players are talking about, and I think it's a good time for that.
So, you mentioned Justin Herbert. Oh, sorry. Obviously, like you said, one of the top QBs in the country.
Yeah, he's an awesome player.
And the whole team, what they're doing, there are 2 national televised games. You can see they're going to come at you at every angle. Any particular way to prepare for that? I mean, it's the 23rd ranked team there coming at you.
Well, you know, I think obviously we're doing everything we possibly can to prepare for it in terms of our, you know, film review and our scheme and kind of what we can do defensively to give us a chance to try and slow that outfit down. I know that, you know, Oregon's a very well-coached football team, and I know they're going to be doing everything they can to, you know, give the quarterback a chance to, you know, operate the offense and be efficient and effective. So it's a great challenge for our defense. It's a great challenge for our staff. And, you know, I think our kids have played against 2 good quarterbacks these first 2 games. And so I'm hoping that there's some carryover, but I think, you know, Justin is something totally different.
Coach, so the Spartans won the turnover battle, came up with 3 interceptions, and only gave the ball away once on a 4th quarter interception. What else did they need in order to win?
Well, I think we need to continue to kind of redefine what our effort looks like on tape and how we, you know, attack the football, how we get after people up front on both sides of the ball. I thought, you know, the thing that needs to make another really important push for us is just our effectiveness on 3rd down. That's something that has to change. And then we got to find a way to run the football. and that has been hit and miss. Certainly we struggled greatly with that a week ago, but we need to find a way to move the football on the ground, and if we don't, it's going to be a long day.
Coach, you talked about how crucial winning the turnover battle is. How crucial will it be to repeat that same effort up in Oregon on Saturday?
I think it'd be amazing. I think any time you win the turnover battle, you give yourself a chance to be in the football game. And obviously, last week we didn't play well enough on offense to do that. But winning the turnover battle is, absolute tops on our priority, as a football team. So if we can duplicate that effort at Autzen, I would be ecstatic.
Some of the things you talked about, mistake-free discipline and all that, I mean, some of the keys of the game or some things that could turn the game possibly some way, where like drop balls or times where Montel could have maybe run for open field, and penalties, of course. How do you address that? I mean, are those individual things that you have to work on with them, or?
Well, I think the penalty thing is a collective thing. I think that's, that's something that we continue to harp on with our football team. It was a huge point yesterday when we met as a team, and it will be tomorrow when we get back together to go to work and practice. And then the details of, drop balls or stepping with the wrong foot, or those are the things that we as a coaching staff have to fix. The details of playing the position in terms of how their technique pertains to their chance to be successful, play in and play out.
Back to the Kaepernick and Nike topic. Do you feel it is important for athletes to speak for or against issues they feel are important?
I think it's important for everybody to speak for or against issues they feel are important. That's the beauty of being an American, is that you get the opportunity to say how you feel about things that you're passionate about or that are important to you. So whether it's an athlete or a student or a member of the media or Lawrence fan,
Coach, back to the phone. Ryan, one more question for Coach.
I think I'm good. Thank you.
A lot of young players, obviously, they're going to be nervous when they get up there, they step in there, and it seems like you got to get them to settle in. What do you?
That's a great question. that is a great question. I think, part of the excitement for those young players is the opportunity to play in a stadium like Autzen Stadium and to play an opponent like the University of Oregon that has such a rich history in their lifespan, right? In their lifespan, Oregon has been an incredibly successful and incredibly, sexy winning brand. And so, I think for them, it'll be more about getting them to take a deep breath and getting them to focus on the small and simple things that give them a chance to be successful when they line up every snap. So trying to get them to look at it not in the entirety of it, but just like, hey, just play this play. Just play this next play, take a deep breath. Something good happened, play the next play. Something bad happened, play the next play. And that's a challenge with our football team in general, but especially one for young players who haven't been in a lot of major college football games yet.
Coach, the Spartans' offensive line had a rough night with penalties and pass protection. At Washington State, will Montel Aaron get to help on the offense against Oregon?
Well, I sure hope he does. That's why we practice. Obviously, there were some things in that game that Washington State did a nice job making it hard on our O-line. And so, I really believe in Coach Bernardi. Joe Bernardi does a great job, and he's going to get those guys ready. And if you come watch us practice, he is coaching his tail off, and those players are getting better. And I think as they continue to play together and they get a little more chemistry amongst the five that are up there, I think we'll get better results.
Coach, Oregon scored over 50 points in the first two games. Is there any difference in preparation for the defense this week, considering Oregon's high-powered and fast-paced offense?
Everybody's high-powered and fast-paced now. You know what I mean? You watch Washington State, you watch UC Davis. UC Davis played as fast as any team I've coached against in that first game. So we have had to play against it. So there, I'm hopeful that there's some carryover and then hopefully we can do some stuff in the practice environment to give them, you know, a little bit of a taste of what that could feel like. Thank you.
All right, once again, the Spartans on the road to take on Oregon this weekend on Saturday. Kickoff at 2 o'clock from Eugene, Oregon on the Pac-12 Network. Our coverage on 1590 AM, KLIV, and the Spartan Radio Network beginning at 1:30 Pacific Time. That does it for us this week. Now, next week is the bye week for San Jose State. We still will have a press conference here on Monday. But that's it for this week. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.